the IBA by way of Uzbekistan with referee Alexander Khamidov. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please help me as he makes his way first into the ring, fighting out of the black corner, representing Russia, it's Imam KHATAEV.
Good fighter to watch, Imam KHATAEV. A kind of seek and destroy merchant, really. More signs to him than that. But even in the short format of 3 rounds, he's looking to get something done. And he definitely will be over 5 rounds. Tokyo Bronze World Championship bronze earlier this year, where he lost to Arlen LOPEZ of Kazakhstan.
And now, bring out his opponent and the former 2020 Olympic medalist matchup. Please help me welcome as he fights out of the gold corner, representing Cuba. Please help me welcome the legendary Arlen LOPEZ CARDONA.
So I outlined Lopez's credentials just a few minutes ago, and they are considerable. Himself, La Cruz, Roniel Iglesias, Giovanni Beitia, Lazaro Alvarez, that core of that Cuban team for so long. And a double Olympic gold medalist, achieving that at his second weight in Tokyo, beating Ben Whitaker in the final, who beat KHATAEV in the semi-finals.
And gentlemen, the time has come. We have reached your highly anticipated co-main event of the evening. Your co-main event of the evening is proudly brought to you here at the IBA Champions Night, taking place in the beautiful city of Patong, Phuket, Thailand. Your co-main event of the evening is officially sponsored by Gold Caravan Travel Agency. Your 5 judges being represented here tonight, ringside from Algeria, Sid Ali Mokratali, from Kyrgyzstan, Jamila Borkoeva, from Korea, Jong-Suk Cho, from Turkey, Yasir Sinar, and finally your 5th judge ringside, representing the Kingdom of Jordan with Rami Al-Bitar. When all the action begins, your technical director in charge of all the officials, from Australia, Mr. Wayne Rose, and finally, in the center of the ring, by the bell, your friend and mine, representing the IBA by way of Uzbekistan, with referee Alexander Khamidov. Ladies and gentlemen, we have finally at the moment, Phuket, Thailand. Are you ready for your co-main event of the evening? We're gonna try better than that, folks. I said, Phuket, Thailand. Are you ready? Please help me welcome, as we introduce first, fighting out of the black corner. He tops the scale at 80 kgs on the dot, presenting the former 2020 Tokyo Olympic bronze medalist and the current 2023 IBA men's light heavyweight bronze medalist. Ladies and gentlemen, дамы и господа, поприветствуем из Грозный, Чечня, Россия, Imam KHATAEV. And now, presenting his opponent, fighting out of the black corner. Tonight he enters the ring standing at a height of 178 centimeters tall, weighing officially at 79¼ kgs. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the 2-time highly decorated Olympian, the former 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympic gold medalist, and the former 2020 Olympic light heavyweight champion of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, representando a la Valle de Guatemala, Cuba, please help me welcome Arlen LOPEZ CARDONA.
Head up, no holding, no low blow. Listen my command. Shake his head, relax.
So here we go, 5 3-minute rounds in the light heavyweight division. Lopez in the white, KHATAEV in the black. And this was the fight that jumped off the card at me when I was asked to come and do this. It's just a terrific fight, this. As I said, they tangled in Marrakesh earlier in the year. KHATAEV got the win and looks to try and land that heavy lead left hand straight away there. Lopez with a right hand of his own. Nice slip there from KHATAEV. He's one of these guys, KHATAEV, who just looks like he's made for professional boxing. Should suit this longer format of the 5 3-minute rounds. Lopez for so long was at middleweight. He looks absolutely massive at 75 kilos, and that extra 6 kilos, which is pretty much a stone, 6 as it was, 5 as it is now. This just enabled him to achieve that bit more longevity. Switching southpaw there, Lopez. KHATAEV is a tight fit into this light heavyweight division. He is ripped to a shred. And talking about longevity, Lopez and La Cruz have been at this for such a long time, and disappointing showings by their standards in the recent World Championships, particularly for La Cruz. You do wonder sometimes whether they might be coming towards the end, but the Olympics is only a year away. So I'm sure they will be doing everything they can to keep going for a while yet. KHATAEV trying to get onto the front foot here, lets that right hand go. And again moves in behind that really wide, slingy left hook. Just switching between stances, Lopez. KHATAEV on the hustle in this first round. He's the busier of the two. Not much clean has been landed, but you could say that for both fighters, so I think the extra work rate here at KHATAEV is probably doing it for him at the moment. And there goes the bell. I go KHATAEV's way with that opening round. He was the more aggressive of the two, more on the front foot. And in a round where not all that much clean lands, it wasn't that easy to separate them on clean punches because most of them were taken on the gloves or on the shoulder. With just that greater output, I think, from the Russian, it's probably enough for him. We'll see what the judges say. 5 scoring down at ringside. Some body work there from KHATAEV. So starting southpaw here, Lopez. KHATAEV just shuffling in, moving that front foot in behind that jab. And then scored with the right hand to the body. His feet do come quite square when he moves in, KHATAEV, at times. His feet tend to follow his fists a bit. Good left hand there from Lopez. That caught KHATAEV as he was on the move, looking to try and close the gap. Lead right hand from Lopez again there. I don't think really landed very strong, but it was just enough to offset KHATAEV, and that's what you need to do with someone like him. You cannot just allow him to walk in on you. Sticking to southpaw in this round, Lopez. Switched between the two stances in the first round, but I think he feels like that southpaw stance is the best one for him. What it does do is negate that left hook of KHATAEV a little bit more, because you get that right hand up, it's easier to block it. Slips the jab a couple of times there, Lopez. He's gone back orthodox now, though, just as I say that. Now southpaw again. It's nip and tuck this second round. Lopez landed that good clean shot early on. That's the only real clean one that either of them have landed into the final minute of the round. Right to the body there from KHATAEV, as Lopez was just trying to busy up his own hands. Very little in this round. Good right hand there from Lopez, as the two just split apart. KHATAEV probably scored with a couple to the body just before that. Going to the body again there, KHATAEV. Nice and easy for the judges to see. Bit of blood coming from somewhere. I think a cut on the corner of the left eye there of KHATAEV. Maybe from a clash of heads. And there's that right hand that lands again there, and the referee's going to stop this 11 minutes from the end of the round, and he's wiping that blood away. And if it's running into the eye, then that's a problem, and it definitely is, because you can see him blinking there. And we're into the second round, and what would happen if this got stopped, if it's from a clash of heads, is that the judges would score this round, which is pretty much finished, and then we would go from there. The cards would be handed in. If it's caused by a punch, then of course this is, or would be, an RSCI, referee stop contest injury. But he's going to get the opportunity here, KHATAEV. Just needs to get through these last few seconds, and then that Russian corner has got some work to do in between rounds. And there's that lead right hand again from Lopez. That could have been the shot that caused it, and he's won this round, the Cuban, for me. Landed a good number of solid clean blows, so that should square it up at one apiece. It does on my card anyway. It's good defence from Lopez. There's that right hand. Well, we didn't get a look at what caused the cut there. It could have been a right hand like that one. It wasn't that particular one that we saw, but he did land 3 or 4 of those in a round. Well, just looking at the scoring, and 4 out of 5 judges have gone KHATAEV's way again there. Not for me. I thought that was a Lopez round. His defence was pretty intact. KHATAEV was aggressive, but it was Lopez who landed the cleaner blows. So I'm slightly surprised by that. Means that he's got a mountain to climb now, the Cuban. KHATAEV again, just looking to move in behind that left hand. Through a hook that time. But he wasn't even really intending to land it, I don't think. It's more of a distraction at times. Straight right hand, single right hand there from KHATAEV. Well, he just heaves in a big breath there, KHATAEV. I just wonder if he's starting to feel the heat here a bit, because, as I mentioned a number of times now, I'm becoming quite repetitive and boring on the subject of how hot it is in here, but it has affected some fighters, and KHATAEV is blowing a bit in there. Lopez has boxed a lot of WSB. He'll have done 20 plus 5 rounders before this. Easy. So much more experienced at this kind of distance. He needs to try and put it on KHATAEV a little bit here, Lopez, I think. He must be sensing in there that the Russian is just trying to nick a bit of a rest here. And there's not much in this round heading into the final minute. Lopez needs to win this. I mean, he doesn't know that, but he's 2-0 down with 4 out of the 5 judges. KHATAEV just trying to up the ante, having successfully managed to take a little bit of a rest, possibly. Poking with a jab there, nice quick lead right hand from Lopez. So left hand before that from KHATAEV made a good solid sound, but it was blocked by the glove. Couple of jabs there from Lopez in the orthodox stance. The scoring of this round, as I say, is absolutely critical. There's very little in that one, I felt. I thought Lopez won the second quite comfortably, but he didn't get it with 4 out of the 5 judges, so difficult to say which way they'll go with that one. But I definitely thought there were signs there that KHATAEV was just feeling the pace. Corner did a good job with the cut there for KHATAEV. So into the third round, Lopez quickly off the stool there. KHATAEV just taking every second that he could. So what's he got left? 6 minutes to go here through 3 rounds. Well, the scores have come in from that third round, and 3 judges have gone for KHATAEV, 2 have gone for Lopez. So KHATAEV 3-0 up with 3 judges and 2-1 up with the other 2. So Lopez needs something big here to turn this one around. I thought KHATAEV won the opener quite clearly. I thought Lopez took the second quite clearly. I thought that third one, you could have gone either way, and it was split scoring with the judges 2-3 in favour of KHATAEV, 2 in favour of Lopez. He's clever there, Lopez. Just takes his feet just far enough out of range, backs himself up into the corner. KHATAEV was moving in, shuffling in with that front foot, but he couldn't ever quite get close enough. But Lopez couldn't get anything off either. He kept his shape pretty well there, KHATAEV. Sometimes when he comes forward, like I said, his back foot will come round a bit. He comes in quite square. If he'd done that then, he'd have been in trouble. Nice right hand there from Lopez. He did square up slightly there, Khataev. Lopez just made him pay for it. Little jab gets through there from Lopez. It's a good fight this. They're so evenly matched. So little in it. He's just looking for those singles, Lopez. Just looking to make Khataev miss or fall short. And then profit from that. Final few seconds of the fourth, and again this has been similar to the third. I wouldn't argue with this one going either way. I'd probably cheat the scoring a bit, to be honest, in rounds 3 and 4. Give one way and then the other way, because they were both very close. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look as closely as you can to find a winner in each individual round, and what's happened in previous rounds has no bearing at all, but that is probably what I would have done, which on my card would have this teed up at 2 rounds apiece going into the 5th and final round. We're not going to get that eventuality on enough of the judges' scorecards to make this all to box for in the final round. We could have it with a couple, but 3 judges have got Khataev 3-0 up through 3. So it's the 5th and final round, and Khataev with what looks to be an unassailable lead with 3 of the judges. Split scoring again in round number 4. And what that translates into is that 4 judges have got it 3 rounds to 1. 1 judge 4 rounds to 0 to Khataev. Short, straight left to the body there from Khataev. Lopez looking to try and the uppercut on the inside and steps in. Good right hand into the body there from Lopez. And Khataev just backed off a little bit there. Little bit low that from Lopez. Past the midway stage of round 5. And Khataev won't necessarily know, but he's on his way towards another win here, having beaten Lopez in Marrakesh earlier in the year. The scores come up on the screens around ringside. The coaches will have them communicated to them as well, whether they tell the boxer or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. It can depend on the circumstances. Lopez isn't boxing like somebody who necessarily knows that he needs knockdowns in this final round. Khataev looking to try and let go with that right hand. Lopez just trying to usher him in. Khataev, I think he's just looking to produce one last big effort here, which is the kind of sign really that he feels this is close. I don't know what his corner have been telling him, but he's really putting a shift in here right towards the end. And I think he's doing enough to win this final round. which would just shade it to him for me. But rounds 3, 4 and 5 I think have been very, very tight. The first two I thought were one each. But there's a touch of the gloves between the two. Lopez, I think, feels like he's done enough there. KHATAEV definitely feels like he's done enough. We know that the Russian is going to get it. But as I say, I just felt like that was a very, very close fight. I can understand why Lopez feels he's done enough. So little in it. And our MC has just got that piece of paper in his hand with the final result on. These two are about to find out which way this has gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, your highly anticipated co-main event comes to a close after getting 5 3-minute rounds here from the beautiful city of Phuket, Thailand. You've been tuning in here live around the world for the IBA Champions Night. However, before we go to the judges' scorecard to decide our undisputed pound-for-pound light heavyweight champion in the ring, please help me welcome a very dear guest to us. Your IBA Board of Directors member, please help me welcome Mr. Belhaj Abdul Shawed. Joining Mr. Abdul Shawed in the ring, the iconic IBA Champions Night title, where we'll be now crowning your pound-for-pound undisputed light heavyweight champion. After completing 5 3-minute rounds in a boxing matchup, all your judges see it the same way, ruling in favor of your winner by points, declared by unanimous decision. To the black corner is Grozny, Chechnya, Russia, Imam KHATAEV!
So KHATAEV gets it by unanimous decision. 4 of the judges went 4-1 in his favour. The other one went 5-0. A shake of the head there from Lopez off camera when the decision was announced. It was a very close fight, I thought. Closer than the judges had it. I think you could have had that 3-2 either way, and I wouldn't really have given you any kind of argument. So a bit wide for me. So I can understand Lopez's frustration, but it's a good fight between two very well-matched opponents.
We'll be handing out the respective checks for $10,000 to your champion, Imam KHATAEV, and the follow-up, an Olympian will receive $5,000. Ladies and gentlemen, your IBA Champions Night Light Heavyweight Champion of the world from Grozny, Chechnya, Russia, Imam KHATAEV.
So KHATAEV follows up that bronze medal at the World Championships with a win on Champions Night. One fight remaining, that heavyweight, Julio La Cruz up against Emmanuel Reyes. And those two fighters met in the quarterfinals in Tokyo. It was La Cruz He triumphed on that occasion on his way to his second Olympic gold. Reyes was originally on the Cuban national team, found himself behind the Cruz at light heavyweight.